Yeah, yeah, what's going on, my peoples? We about to cook. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know what's about to go down. Ah, what a beautiful morning. What a beautiful morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me kick this thing off, my peoples, by saying happy Tuesday. Salute to everybody who's in the building, rocking with Jay Smith, enjoying boxing for breakfast. So yeah, man, this is a brand new episode of Boxing for Breakfast where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the mornings. Y'all know how we do it. Jay Will, salute. Jamie Giblin, salute. David Balogun, salute. Man, y'all was in the building waiting for your boy Jay Smith. Side, salute my brother. Ernest Morales, early in the building. My peoples, y'all know we're gonna talk boxing. Y'all know what we're gonna do, man. Y'all know what we're gonna do. Jamie Giblin, the first one chiming in. Jay Smith, Crawford made me a very rich man. Ooh, you made that paper. You see, that's because you placed your bet early when the odds was crazy. I try to tell people, 3 months ago, I told people, yo, the odds is crazy, but as we get closer to fight time, the odds are going to be close. You're not going to flip your money like that. Should have listened to your boy Jay Smith. Jamie Giblin balling out of control. David Balogun, have you been to London before, brother? David, I have not been to London, but God willing, I will, because that's on my bucket list. I need to one day be sitting in a studio in London talking boxing with you, my brother. So I just have a feeling that is going to happen. Haven't been to London, but something tells me London is in the cards. Jamie Giblin, thank you, Crawford, for making me a rich man. Ooh, it's a good feeling, bro. It's a good feeling. You put your money on the right man. And I try to tell people. But listen. Listen up. Jamie Giblin, come to New Zealand, bro. Psst. Come on, my guy, New Zealand. Listen, I'm going to put it to you guys like this. There's certain places that I need to visit. Trust me, New Zealand is one of those. I need to visit key places that I've seen. Not because I've seen it in a movie, just because the landscape of New Zealand is crazy. So, man, that's a place that I want to visit. Trust me on that. David Balogun, no way, I'm surprised. Come on now. Ghost Nectar. Inoue cleared entire divisions since 108, 122, but still not getting the credit he deserves. It's not his fault that he's levels above everyone. I mean, I don't know what you mean that he's not getting the credit, bro. This guy has been consistently ranked in the top 3 pound for pound in the world. So how would that not be seen as not getting credit? In fact, I can't remember when is the last time that Naoya Inoue was not on the pound for pound list. Or a pound for pound list came out that his name wasn't on it. So he definitely getting his respect. Ben had the Ring magazine. Ben had... I'm not sure why you feel that way, brother. The guy has been accomplishing, but that's the reason why he's been at the top of the pound for pound list. I'm going to remind you, before Crawford beat Errol Spence, Naoya Inoue was at the #1 spot. He was there. So I disagree with him not being, given that respect. This guy is seen as one of the best in the world, and that's been the case for a minute now. David Balogun, I've never been to the States, but a big fight in Vegas is in the bucket list for sure. Oh, my goodness. Big fight. Listen, I would say to anyone, if you're gonna go to the stage for the first time to watch a fight, it would have to be either Vegas or Madison Square Garden. It has to be one of those two. But that's my opinion, of course. You know, people can point you in a different direction. Jamie Giblin, you love New Zealand. Trust me, man. I'm a nature's type of person. You know, I love the mountains. I love the landscape. I love, the sceneries, and I know I will go crazy over there. Like look, I'll put it to you like this. If you put right there, right, a car collection, let's say, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Maybachs, right? You put that car collection right there. And then right here, there's a balcony with a view to mountains, rivers, all the way over there, there's a beach, stuff like that, right? Most people's gonna be like this with the wish, like, oh shit. And I'm probably gonna be the only one, or there's gonna be a few of us that's gonna be like that, just at all with nature, like, holy moly, wow. And like, that's me. I'm that guy. Jamie Giblin, Crawford and Usyk, two best boxers in the world. I have to agree with you, my brother. How can we really disagree with that statement? Look at the way that Usyk absolutely obliterated his opponent in his last fight. Damn, that's disrespectful, my man. Daniel Dubois. Come on, bro. We did, like, at least I didn't expect that. Because remember, in the first fight, Dubois landed that body shot that, the referee didn't see it, thought it was a low blow. And we know how the fight played out. So I was giving him a shot. I was like, yo, Daniel Dubois, he got a shot this time around. He know he could hurt him to the body. It didn't play out that way. But I'm going to tell you something. To me, it appears that Daniel Dubois' camp was in shambles. And the reason I say that, how the hell it came out that the same day of the fight, his pops held a party? How you about to fight? We could say the biggest, the most important fight of your life, and your pops is having a party, and y'all party, hanging out, having a good time. The day of the fight, I don't know what training camp was like, but that's not a good indicator right there, in my opinion. That's not a good look. Ghost Nectar, yeah, he will be fighting Picasso, Nick Ball, Nakatani, Shushu Carrington next year. I think he will jump to 126. I know that that's his wish list, and maybe it can happen because sometimes boxing is about business. Does it make sense? The scheduling, are you fighting now? Did I just fight him? So there's a lot of factors, but I know that Naoya Inoue is about that smoke, and he will fight anybody. Honestly, I don't see anybody beating him. The only person I see beating him, and I don't know if that fight is gonna happen, is Bam. Problem is that Bam would have to move up fast and catch up to him. But I think that fight still can happen because Naoya Inoue's ceiling is probably going to be 126. I don't think he's going to go any higher than that because he's 5'3", my people. He's 5'3". I don't even know. Maybe 130, maybe. But you got to understand, some people don't even know this. Naoya Inoue is 32 years old. That puts him dead in his prime. Dead in his prime. But at 32 years old, how many more divisions you're going to go up? Because your body, that's it. Your body's fully grown. Your body ain't growing no more. It's going to be about you just having more weight when you fight. So, I don't know. I don't think he goes up more than 26, but 130, I guess it could be a possibility. So Bam is the one who has to catch up, move up. And he said, fight with Bam is something that I would like, but I'm not going to sit around and wait for him. So that's a fight that could happen, within, let's say, a year. or a fight that we might not see at all. Because if he moves up and Bam takes a long time to move up, and they won't meet each other. And even by the time Bam goes to his division, if he ends up at 130, and Bam one day ends up there, you know he's gonna be on his way to retirement. And I could tell you guys this. Naoya Inoue, Jay Stradamus in the building. Listen to this. Naoya Inoue is 32 years old. This guy from Japan, from that culture, he not blowing his money. I promise you. That guy don't got car collections. That guy don't got chain and watch collections. That guy don't got mansion collections. He don't got penthouses in different countries. He don't got none of that. I guarantee you. This guy lives the culture, that Japanese culture, most of them, even when they have mad money, they still, yes, he got a nice house. Yes, he has nice things. He's a millionaire. But he doesn't have excessive. He doesn't have that. So this guy right now can retire, and he has generational wealth right now. So what's my point? Naoya Inoue ain't gonna stick around too long. You're not gonna see him washed up and trying to get a check. So if he decides to stick around in boxing, let's say till 36, 37, and by that time Bam jumps up to his weight class, he could be like, I ain't fighting you, son. I ain't fighting you. I'm on my way out. Now you want to beat me up over here? So the ball's going to be in Bam's court to follow him ASAP, to jump up and wait and follow him and say, come on, let's do it. Because he already said it. I'm not going to wait for Bam. I'd like to fight him, but I'm not waiting. Boxing on paper, everyone knows Inoue is a beast. He just isn't publicized more because lower weight classes aren't as watched, and because he speaks very little and to no English. So he isn't a big character. That's the thing about Naoya Inoue that, look, I'm going to tell you why he is where he is right now. Number one, we have to understand the monster is very respected in the boxing game because obviously he's been ranked in the top 3 for the last 5 years. He's been up there. When's the last time that he wasn't on a pound-for-pound list? Just think about that. He's very well respected. But this is what we have to understand. He makes a lot of money fighting in Japan. In Japan, he's a superstar, my people. He's a rock star. He's the Beatles over there. So he has said it himself. Why do I need to go fight in America? I mean, he fought in the U.S. recently, but he's like, I'm good. Why do I need that? So his people love him. He's a superstar over there. Makes millions and millions of dollars. Why does he need us on this side of the world to find him popular? Which, if you're a hardcore boxing fan, obviously you understand this is one of the best out there. But overall, he doesn't need, that popularity on our side of the world because he has it where he wants it, and he's making a lot of money fighting over there. The money that he's making, he doesn't need to fight in the U.S. And I'm going to tell you guys something that you have to take into consideration. Please consider this. Naoya Inoue said himself, and this is true, look at the divisions that he has fought in, right? 108, 112, or whatever it is, and so on and so forth, right? My peoples, most of the world champions in those divisions are Asian, Mexican, some African. Tell me, what American do you know that's a world champion at 108? What American do you know that's a world champion at 102 or whatever the hell, or those low weight classes? So what you have to understand is that, logically, if you look around the world, where the smaller men are is in Asia, and I would say Mexico too. Mexico, most Mexican men are not big guys, right? So in the elite level guys in those lower weight divisions are usually from those countries. So now yeah, you know it says this. If all of the champions are in Asia or in Mexico, why do I need to fight in the US? Answer that question. Why does he need to fight in the US if the world champions and the best fighters in those divisions are not in the US? Come on. So that's what we have to understand. Naoya Inoue has the perfect reason to do what he's done. He's fighting where the best are in Asia, in those lower weight classes. And he's making a lot of money doing it. So again, that's the magic question. Why does he need to go to the US and say, okay, let me fight over here so that you guys can like me? He doesn't care. At the end of the day, he's a superstar. A superstar. See, that's what we have to understand. The US is the mecca of boxing. But it's not the center of the universe. Come on, my peoples. There's people in other places that don't care whether you like them or not. I don't care whether I like them or not. They doing real good where they at. So now y'all know it's not gonna do things to please fans that don't even like them. Come on now. Young Guns, Fulton is black, right? Cool Boy, yeah. I think I'm almost sure he is, yeah. Young Guns, Fulton got ran over, and Fulton is a champ at 126. Yeah, he moved up in weight and became a world champion. I don't know what is the point of that. Now yeah, you know it's a pound for pound fighter. Fulton lost to a great fighter. Elijah Green, so they can test his cheating ass. I know, you know, Elijah, if you're into conspiracies, not everybody's into conspiracies, family. Do you? The Hydro Grind. The only reason Naoya would want to fight in the U.S. would be if he wanted to showcase himself to his fans outside of Japan. But in Japan, he is no need to go to the U.S. But that's what I'm trying to say, my brother. This guy's the Beatles in Japan. You got to understand, he's the Beatles over there. So he has literally no need. Now, if there were world champions or big names in the U.S. for him to chase after and say, let me go perform. But in those lower weight classes, historically, it's been Asians and people from South America and those countries, where usually the men are average a smaller height, a smaller size. Christopher, what's up, brother? How you doing? What do you think of Martinez versus Mbele? That was a showdown, man. That was a showdown. They really, really went at it. I'll talk. Mira, I'll talk about the results in a different video. But that's a whole conversation. Damn. Well, that's a whole conversation that we're gonna have. That's a whole can of worm that you're gonna make me open. So I won't talk about the results, but that was a heck of a fight. That was a heck of a fight. Those guys, they could both take it to the chin and keep going forward. So I love that fight, man. The Hydro Grind. Elijah, I don't think Naoya is a dirty fighter at all. He is really talented beast. That's what I'm saying. Naoya Inoue is a fighter who we've seen everything that he does and the way that he performs. And it's like that's what happened when you're great. I feel pretty sure, you know, he also says, oh, Crawford and Vada too, and Vada, and that's why. And you know, but at the end of the day, we have to understand these are great fighters, and Naoya Inoue is very well respected because look where he's ranked in the pound for pound list. He's always been 1, 2, or 3. He has not been outside of the top 3 probably within the last 5 years or longer. That right there tells you how much respect he has earned. But just look at the top three, right? And let me explain to you something. And it's always been that way. The top three in the pound for pound list, they're always fighting it out. This guy gets a good win, he goes to number one. Then the number three guy gets a big win, he goes to number one. The number two guy gets a big win. And that's always been the case throughout history, right? But then somebody gets a monster win, and then it's a wrap. Then it's none of it. This is my shit right here. I run this. You guys cool, y'all got this, but I'm the one. When Terence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez, that's it. That was that move right there. Bang, checkmate. Why? Because it places him at the number one spot, but even more, what win can somebody else get that will bump him off that slot? Who can you beat? How can you do it? For Naoya Inoue to get Crawford out of there, you know what he will have to do? Jump up a couple of divisions and beat Tank Davis. That would be a crazy feat. That would like, oh, no. You got to put him at number one. But beating nobody from his own division is going to get him to the number one spot. There's no way. That's it. Anybody who wanted that or thought they could get that number one spot, you cooked. Y'all gonna fight it out for that number two spot from here on out. Game Guardian, love from Australia, brother. Salute, my guy. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in. And yo, everybody from Australia who been showing love, man, I appreciate y'all. Jay Will, Usyk, right now doesn't have the ability to move up any more weight classes or for a big opponent. Bro, but Usyk is a heavyweight? What do you mean? Usyk is a heavyweight. How is he going to move up anymore? Are you talking about Inoue, maybe? Game Guardian, Jake Paul will beat Tank. But that's going to be an exhibition fight. It's going to be an exhibition fight. So, in reality, it doesn't go on the box rec. And, you know, imagine that. The hydro grind. Usyk is a heavyweight, bro. Where do you want him to move up to? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what other division unless he's gonna switch to a sumo wrestler. I don't know. Game Guardian, money moves only. That's what I'm saying. Money moves only. Even if it means that you gotta duck an opponent that beat your ass in the last fight. But salute to Tank Davis, man. He getting his money. It's an exhibition fight. He ducked Lamar Roach. He's scared to death because Lamar Roach beat him up in that first fight. Let him get his money. He don't want to take that L in a rematch. Come on now. Why take an L like that? So I agree. If I was in the team, I would have been like, listen, dog. Bro is going to beat your ass. So let's go get this bag with Jake Paul. And we, after we get the bag, we could think about it. But we don't need this L right now in our lives. And that's it. They proceeded to go with Jake Paul. Honestly, nobody's talking about this. I felt like Lamar Roach got kneecapped. I was like, oh, man, Roach got straight. This was a kneecapping exercise right in front of our face. Because that was going to be his payday, his time to shine, his fight on the big stage. And it got taken away by Jake Paul. My boy got kneecapped for being nice. The hydro grind. Oh, okay, I get it. It was a kneecapping session. Jay Will, no. I'm saying Usyk can't move up to match Bud achievement. Oh, okay. Got you, brother. Got you. There's no opponent in the heavyweight. Because it's not about moving up. It's not necessarily about moving up. There's no opponent that Usyk can fight in the heavyweight division that is going to make it a bigger win than Terence Crawford, absolutely dominating Canelo Alvarez. Absolutely making him look like a New York City bus driver. Come on now. Terence Bud Crawford is that guy. He took over the number one spot. Everybody else fighting for number two. Do y'all? Y'all fight for your number two spot. Do what you... Usyk and Inoue, do what y'all gotta do. for that number 2 spot. But this number 1 that shit is taken. Done. Christopher, Turkey allows Sheik influence in boxing is great for the sport. So far, I think so far there's little things about Turkey that I haven't liked. And then there's also the positive. So you got to see both sides. We got to see where this is headed. You got to see where this is. I want to see that TKO league. I want to see how that's going to work out. Best beats pounds of Canelo. Man, Armor G. Canelo got robbed. There you have it, Armor G. I told you, man. You said Canelo was too big. You said Canelo was too strong. You said Canelo was gonna knock him out and make it look easy. You said Crawford wasn't gonna be able to handle the punishment. Only to watch a fight where Canelo got made to look like a Burger King delivery driver. Buen día, mi amor. Come on, my people. It is time for everyone to acknowledge that this is, in fact, Terence Crawford's era. That's it. We're here. Just do boxing. Peace, famo. Salute, my brother. Bam. Game Guardian. Armor G. Are you on drugs? Bud is the better boxer. J. Will. Canelo got robbed, literally. Like they stole his money, because I know you're not talking in the ring. Haha. You saw what happened, man. You saw what happened inside the ring. And I'm going to tell you guys something. With this fight, a lot went into this prediction. And you guys saw how emotional I was about my prediction and how often I made it, how often I try to tell you what was going to happen, how many times I try to tell you, yo, you got to switch because you're going to feel the pain. Like, why did I feel so confident that Terence Crawford was going to beat Canelo Alvarez? Why did I feel... You guys remember, even the day of the fight, people was like, you really think? And I was like, bro, I don't think. I'm trying to tell you what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And that wasn't something that I did as a guest. That wasn't something that I did as, because I like this guy. And yo, if you look at the channel, my peoples, if you know me, if you've been following me, you know that Canelo Alvarez is a fighter that I've always supported. You know that Canelo Alvarez is a fighter who I've always acknowledged as one of this era's greats. So the notion that I'm a Canelo hater because I said Crawford was going to beat him up, that's false. I'm just telling you the truth based on what I'm seeing. Now, everything I said for the last 3 months makes sense. While everybody was clinging on, he's bigger, he's stronger, Crawford is not going to be able to handle the power. I sat here for 3 months trying to tell you, Canelo's not gonna, he's a small 168 pounder. He's not going to be much bigger than Crawford. The difference in power is not going to be as much as you think it's going to be. And of course, Crawford is going to be able to take Canelo's power. This guy's never visited the canvas in 41 professional fights, ever. Never been dropped. To me, it was crazy and disrespectful to say, nah, he can't take no power. He's going to be weak. He's going to get tired. He's not going to be able to handle it. This guy who I seen be a super athlete for over 10 years, this guy who I seen be a gym rat, don't do drugs, don't be getting drunk, you don't see in controversies, in the gym training, sparring when he don't even got a fight lined up. People just didn't understand what this guy was, but I was trying to tell y'all, bro. Now you know what Terence Crawford is. I've been trying to say it, man. Golly. J. Will, I was really confident in Canelo by majority decision. I know you was, man, but try to tell you, man. Listen, J. Will, that confident, it might not be the case. I could be wrong with you, but follow me here and be honest. That confidence that Canelo was going to beat Crawford and that he was going to stop him was more because you wanted that to happen. You wanted him to beat him up, right? You wanted him to stop him. So that became your prediction. You started to believe that. He's going to stop him. Watch, he's going to stop him. I didn't do that. I didn't just decide Crawford going to beat him. Crawford. I didn't do that, my brother. How I decided that Crawford was going to beat him, my prediction is out there. 100 times during the last 3 months. I felt like Crawford was going to use his height and reach advantages combined with his footwork and combination punching. And when I compared it to what happened with Dimitri Bivol, what you guys tell me? Crawford is no Dimitri Bivol. He's no Bivol. But wait a minute. Why the disrespect of Terence Crawford? What you mean he's no Dimitri Bivol? Are we suggesting that he's a bum? This fighter who's been consistently ranked in the top 3 in the pound-for-pound list for the last few years, this guy who's became the first fighter in the world to become undisputed in the 4-belt era in 2 divisions. He's no Bivol. He's actually more accomplished than Dimitri Bivol. But the disrespect of Terence Crawford. So instead of people looking at the skills, the reach advantage, all you wanted to talk about was, look what Madrimov did to him. Look what Madrimov. And I try to tell you, my peoples, never, look, forget about the past. With this fight right here, if you learn one thing about boxing that I try to teach you, but you will not listen to me, but now you learned it firsthand. Never use a previous opponent to say that this fight is going to play out like this because of that previous opponent. That is a horrible argument, my peoples. Never do that in your life again. Ever. Now you found out. I tried to tell you that before. But you should have learned it when Crawford pummeled Errol Spence. Y'all remember when Terence Crawford and Errol Spence was going to fight? The narrative, oh, imagine if little Gamboa hurt Crawford when Spence lands. Oh my God, Spence is going to kill him. Errol Spence is going to knock him out because little Gamboa wobbled him. Word. So now, tell me how little Gamboa wobbling Crawford helped Errol Spence when that shit turned into a pummeling session. How'd it help him? Brady, he also is a warrior and took his loss with dignity and gave Crawford his due props. That's a fact. That's a fact. Canelo took his L like a world champion with grace. But come on, my people. Look at Terence Crawford and the way that he has been treated for all these years. And it all led up to this moment. Top Clip US. Where does David Benavidez go after the Canelo loss to Crawford? I mean, in reality, Canelo's loss to Crawford is irrelevant to Benavidez. This is a whole different weight class. And Canelo never said that he was going to fight or move up to 175. Crawford has never said he was going to go to 175. So in reality, David Benavidez is not even part of that conversation. And he knows it. He's a 175-pounder. His conversation is involving Bivol, Beterbiev, and guys in his division. Armor G. Does the lighter man skill of Crawford defeats Usyk or Alexander Usyk? Honestly, that's incoherent. That's incoherent. Like, we're talking about a guy that you were probably saying was too small at 168 and was going to be too small and get knocked out. So now you're asking if he can go fight a heavyweight? That's crazy, bro. That's wicked stuff. At least first tell me, you know, I was wrong and this guy's a great fighter before you try to hate and pit him up against a guy multiple divisions above him. Golly. Come on now. Give some love to the GOAT of this generation, the GOAT of this era. You know, Armor G, why you still hating on Crawford and why you can't give credit and why some people give credit? There's two sides of this coin. There's the people who watched Terence Crawford on Saturday, and it's very few who actually hit me up and say, yo, Jay, you know what? You was right. Terence Crawford's a great fighter, baby. I'm never, ever gonna say that this dude's not great. You got it, bro. He's that guy. So there are people out there who could be honest with themselves and be like, yeah, man, damn, that's it. If you could be honest with yourself, then you could say this era belongs to Terence Crawford. But if you lying to yourself, you still looking for ways. If you lying to yourself, you still talking about, nah, but he was running, and you know what, he ducked boots, and he's ducking Benavides, and he's ducking, huh? This guy just got one of the biggest wins in the history of boxing, one of the biggest, and you already finding him his next opponent when the guy ain't even healed up, his face still swollen from this fight. The guy hasn't even been able to fully celebrate, and you're already pitting him against somebody else without even giving him flowers? My goodness. What kind of hate goofballery is going on out here, my people? Come on. Come on. We have to understand. We have to understand the reality. Take a little break. You want to put Crawford against his next opponent when the guy just fought. Take a little break, family. You got to relax. You woke up angry. You're shell-shocked. You said Crawford was too little. You said Canelo was going to knock him out. You said Canelo was going to make it look easy. And now you're saying that Terence Crawford should fight Usyk? You're shell-shocked, brother. Relax. Take a 24-hour break, and by tomorrow, that shell-shocking may have passed. Lord Sweet Real, top of the morning, big bro. Baltimore's in the building. Salute, my brother. Bam, you already know. We talking about Terence Crawford. We talking about the pound-for-pound list. Which, by the way, my peoples, by the way, hold on. By the way, we have to keep in mind that the top three in the pound-for-pound list are fighters who have been on fighting for those three slots for a long time. It's Terence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, and Alexander Usyk. You think about it, they've been back and forth. Before Crawford beat Errol Spence, it was Naoya Inoue who was at the number one slot. Or after he got that slot. So they've been going back and forth. But now that Terence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez, the way that he did it too, that number one spot is untouchable, my peoples. Let me play a little something for you, because that number one spot is untouchable. My peoples, let me tell you something. After Terence Crawford moved up 2 divisions and absolutely dominated Canelo Alvarez to win via unanimous decision and become undisputed in a 3rd weight class, the first one to do it in the history of boxing. Over 100 years of elite level fighters and champions, no one's ever done it but Terence Crawford. That number one pound for pound spot, he owned that. Any fighter who ever wanted to be number one, you are cooked. Cooked. Nobody can have that number one spot. It belongs to this generation's number one fighter. The guy who owns this era, who put the stamp on it twice already. He put the stamp on it when he put the beats on Errol Spence. But you didn't believe him, so he put the stamp on it once again by making Canelo look like a 3rd shift supervisor working at Wendy's. Talk to me now. He that dude. He that dude, my peoples. And I'm sorry if I overdo it with the trash talking sometimes. But Terrence Crawford is that dude. Gotta give it to him. Come on now. CeeLo 310, J Stradamus. Yo, CeeLo 310, salute my brother. Those who know. The ill will. Don't play no copyrighted music. Salute my brother. Appreciate that. Listen. CeeLo 310. Those who know about J Stradamus, they know. Those who don't know, they found out on Saturday. And then there's the ones who are on denial. But they'll find out again. There'll be more fights for them to find out what's good. Hannibal Bud is that dude. We tried telling y'all. Man. Y'all didn't want to believe it. So, if you didn't want to believe it, you should believe it. It's time. That's it. Now, when you try to deny it, you just look like a goofball. Now you just look goofy as hell. Nah, yo, he's still not all that, because what had happened was, there's a few people who spent 3 months telling me that Crawford was going to get knocked out and that Canelo was going to make him look easy. Those people, a lot of them, they haven't been on the chat since Saturday. Even Saturday morning. Jay, you don't know shit about boxing. Where you at? They haven't been on the chat since Saturday. You know how goofy they look now? Face the firing squad. Face the cooking show. And stop the games. Living on less than 400 in the Philippines. You people are sick jealousy and a hater. What sickening, classiest fighter in this era. Ring gave Canelo his belts back. Hold on, my peoples. My bad, I couldn't see. You people, I don't know what are you talking about, sickening and jealousy and hater. Damn, bro. And classiest fighter in this era and out of the ring gave Canelo his belts back. That's just heart-touching. So I'm going to say this. Jose El Compita, salute my brother. So I'm going to say this. Because somebody asked me about that yesterday. So let me clarify something, guys. And probably almost everybody here knows this. The belts that they hand the fighter that night, if the challenger wins, the belts that they hand them, he's not going to keep them. He's not going to take them home. Those are the champion's belts. Those are the ones that the champion brought from his home, his belts. So what's always going to happen is that the champion is going to get the belts back after the fight. My peoples, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. By the way, I'm your host, Jay Smith, in case you just joined. I'm about to have my breakfast. I hope you're having your breakfast. If you already did, enjoy. If you're not, whatever you're doing, salute and good morning. My peoples. Salute. Yo, calm down, son. Calm down. Over here trying to eat. More. Hold on 1 second, my people. So, I don't even know where I was at. But I want you to consider the way that Terrence Crawford has been treated and how many people hate him when all he has done is win. Think about it. All he has done is win. Come on now. Keith Bird, should Bomac get his flowers now? Listen, Bomac, I think he was trainer of the year once or twice. I'm not sure. If he don't get trainer of the year this year, I think I'm going to go berserk. Bomac is that dude. He's been showing us the results. Of course, he got to be trainer of the year, no doubt. But I'm gonna show you something about narrative builders. When people can't accept that a fighter is great, all they do is build narratives. And there's always been the haters around Crawford. Think about when he moved up to the welterweight division. The moment the PBC created the imaginary other side of the street, people started hating on Crawford. That he ain't beat nobody, he don't make no money like that, he's not a big star. So basically, the moment that the guy got into the welterweight division, a whole narrative against him was built. And that narrative has followed him throughout the whole time up until right now. Come on now. Come on, my people. Terence Crawford has been consistently that dude, and for whatever reason, hated like crazy. Albert Oliver, damn, bro, Crawford got it. I try to tell you, my guy. I've been trying to tell you for 3 months he was gonna get it, and I've been trying to tell you he was gonna make it look easy, but you didn't believe me. Y'all didn't believe me, man. That's why I'm perfectly fine with you addressing me as Jay Stradamus. Perfectly fine with that. Now, people, enjoy your breakfast. I'm about to enjoy mine. Your green thumb. All Crawford does is win, win, win. That's all he's done. Whole career. Keith Bird, amen. My brother, got to work. It's calling. Salute, my brother. Look, Terence Crawford, like I said, look at the hate narrative. He goes to the 147 division, right? Whole narrative about how the PBC guys make more money. They're putting butts in seeds. They're, this whole narrative that was built. And then look how it plays out. Rick, you're a Crawford fan? No, but you're a Canelo fan who thought that Crawford was too little, that Canelo was going to knock him out, and now you're shell-shocked because it went the other way around. But I digress, my peoples. Rick was probably one of those who was like, oh, he don't put butts in seeds. He's not a big star. He don't deserve a fight with Errol Spence. Who he beat? The beautiful magic question that they like to ask. But Terence Crawford is such a great fighter that he hung on to that WBO title because he knew you're gonna have to come through me. Errol Spence, you cannot be undisputed without coming through me. It's gonna be no choice. So they evaded, duck. Oh, while these goofies were trying to make it seem like it was Crawford ducking. Oh, Crawford ducking. It's Crawford ducking. And the PBC knew Errol was gonna get whooped. So they saved Crawford for last. Like he the last master of a video game. Like, yo, nah, hold on, we can't just fight this guy like that. Hold on. And then Crawford forced the inevitable. Errol Spence got 3 belts. He wanted to become undisputed. Come holla at me. Now watch this. Let's throw that curveball in there. Remember when they was in negotiations and Crawford walked away? He said they tried to lowball him and he went in for Avanesian on BLK Prime. Watch this. Rock with me here, my peoples. So when Crawford walked away from negotiations, said they wasn't trying to pay him, and he went in for Avenetian. The same crowd tried to say that he was ducking arrow, that was the dumbest business decision ever, that Crawford doesn't know shit about business. Imagine that. In your whole life, you've never been involved in boxing. You've never seen a contract in your life. And you talking about the next man doesn't know business. But that's a different conversation. Now, Terence Crawford goes to BLK in Prime, does one fight, obviously wins, gets a nice little payday, and immediately goes back to negotiate with the PBC and gets a better deal. Now, I don't know if you ask me, but that looks like great negotiation tactics to me. How was that exactly a bad business move? To go fight somebody else, get a bag over there, and come back and now get a bigger bag than what they was trying to give you the first time around. Shit, that looked like it was a great business decision from Terence Crawford and his team, if you ask me. But of course, he wasn't going to get credit for that, right? You could not bring yourself to say, damn, he did the right thing. Shit, he made the right move. You couldn't bring yourself to do that. But okay. Now Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence, moves up, beats Madrimov, says I'm going to jump up 2 more weight classes, and you don't believe in him. You say that he's just getting a bag. He know he's getting knocked out. He's too small. You're bringing up a shoulder injury that you made up out of thin air. You're making up these fake conspiracies. Now you want to look for the next opponent for Terence Crawford. You can't even bring yourself to give him his flowers. You can't even bring yourself to accept, damn, he did what I say he could not do. Instead of that, you're either saying that he ran or you're looking for a different opponent. Come on, man. That shit is wicked. That shit is wicked. Come on, man. We talking boxing. We talking about what happened right now on Saturday. It was this Saturday, bro. This dude still the 2 fighters are still swole up. And y'all dying to talk about the next opponent for Terence Crawford. Is that yo, Rick, you want me to answer? I'll be happy to answer to you. But can you tell me what do you think about Terence Crawford's greatness first, Rick? Because that you too quick to move on into the hate. I'll be happy to answer. But come on, Rick. Tell me how great you think Terence Crawford is, and then you ask me your question, and I'll be happy to answer it. But if you come in with your hate questions right away, I gotta ignore it, man. I don't got time for your hate. Albert Oliver, I'd rather see Ortiz fight Crawford than Benavidez. I mean, Virgil Ortiz is at 154, so we never gonna see Virgil Ortiz and Benavidez. And by the way, Virgil turned down Crawford twice. Let's just float that out there. Our Booger, they so mad. Yo, they furious, bro. Damn. Yo, Al Booger, they not even gonna let this nigga celebrate, bro. They not even gonna let him celebrate. Go fight Benavidez. Go fight somebody we think can beat you. We're angry that you did this to Canelo. That's all I hear. When I see the comments like that, that's all I hear. Oh, goddamn. But Rick, I'm just asking you, what do you think about Crawford's greatness? And you have not answered that question. Right? So all I'm saying is, at least say, yo, this guy's great. This guy really did it. This guy did what nobody done. And then we can move on into the next phase that you want to move on into. But it's almost like you want to skip over what happened this Saturday just now. Can we get into that first, bro? Your green thumb. Even with shoulder injury. Even with the shoulder injury. I think with the shoulder injury, he made it look easier. You mean you mean to tell me he lumped Canelo up with one shoulder? I gotta let the people know though. Gotta let the people know. Gotta keep it real. You gotta be more graceful with taking an L. Why? And like I said, man, look, salute to those who hit me up and said, yo, Jay Crawford's a great fighter. That's it. You got it. You got it. I'm never going to say that he's not great. So if you want to, get him his next opponent, cool. But I'm waiting for you to tell me how great you think he is. Eric Gomes, Bivol Benavidez, a lot of great fights for Bud at 175. But Eric Gomes, where do you think Bud is as far as an all-time great? Before you getting him his next opponent, where do you think he is as far as being great? Because I want to hear that. I want to hear what you think before you try to get him somebody else, bro. Your green thumb makes him even greater. I mean, I want to know what you guys think about his win over Canelo. Rick, Crawford's greatness precedes him. Done. And Dove. And I love that you use the term greatness. So we agree on that. Yes. That's it, Rick. So now, Rick, that you acknowledge, give me your question and I'll answer it right now. Put it right there. I don't duck no smoke, my brother. Eric Gomes, top 20. Jay, I think Bud is number 4 all time. So I gotta be honest. I don't have the spot yet. I already said that he's top 10 in my book, but I don't have the spot yet. I have to get into, analyze all the data. But I will have my own top 10 real soon. Your green thumb. Canelo was one that lost, and he took his smoothly. What with his fan base? You see the contrast between the way Canelo took his loss and the way his fans took the loss. Canelo's a guy who showed love to Terence Crawford, who accepted the loss. And earlier, I was telling you about the ceremony of the belts. For those of you who don't know, the champion, if he loses, the challenger gets the belts for ceremonial purposes, like to grab it in the ring, take the pictures, go like this. But then they go backstage and they'll return the belt, and the champion, the new champion, will get his belt in the mail for 2 to 3 weeks, depending where they're at, whatever. And they'll get the brand new belts. So that's the way that it always happens. The difference is that sometimes the guy who won the belt decides, no, I'm gonna go personally and I'm gonna give him to him. And that's what Crawford did. And that was a great moment. It's great to see the sportsmanship, the respect for each other. Sometimes the champion don't give a damn. The champion send a security guard. Take that man his belts. It'd be the security guard or somebody else on the team take the belts. But once in a while, you see the champion want to do it himself. Bang. Rick, Crawford is top 5 all time. Believe me, that's something in any walk of life. There you go. We agree on top 5. Canelo showed the heart of a true champion. Canelo is without a doubt a true. The thing about Canelo Alvarez is that with or without this fight, he's already an all-time great. He's already an all-time great. And arguably the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. I know, to some people, Julio Cesar Chavez is their Michael Jordan. To some people, Salvador Sanchez. But he died too young, unfortunately, tragically. Great fighter. Would have probably been one of the greatest of all time, like top 5. But, things went the way they went. Facts, Jay Smith. I've been catching hell from hella Latinos today for no reason. Then I thought, damn, they mad about Canelo. Bro, they mad. They mad, bro. And I tell you guys, My Mexican brothers and sisters, I love Mexico. I love Canelo Alvarez. Viva Mexico. But I told you Terence Crawford was going to lump him up. Eric Gomes, who has Bud beat to be top 5? Y'all tripping. Let me explain to you something, Eric Gomes. You're asking a question that is about opinion. So obviously you formulated your own opinion. But I'm going to ask you a question, which is fact. And I'm going to ask you to please answer it. You see, the question you asked me, it's impossible to answer because you have your own opinion. But I'm going to ask you a question that is fact. Boxing has been around for over 100 years. Hundreds of elite level fighters. Hundreds and hundreds of world champions. Can you tell me the names of all the world champions who've been undisputed in 3 divisions? I'll wait. There's been hundreds of world champions. How many have done this? Eric Gomes. I'll wait. I'm not in a rush. Take your time. Eric Gomes, that's accolades. That don't make you top 5. Have you seen the accolades in the top 10, Eric Gomes? I'm sorry, but opinions, they vary. Accolades don't. That's where you have to learn, Eric Gomes. These places in history are not based on your opinion, where you can have a horrible opinion, like, oh, he's not nobody, he's not nobody. These places in history are based on accomplishments and accolades. And Terence Crawford has an accomplishment that nobody in the over 200 years history of boxing has ever been able to do. And you ask, and you say people are tripping, even though this guy accomplished something that no fighter you've ever seen done, it's actually you who's tripping. You're allowing your hate for Crawford to dictate how you think. Don't do that. Don't use your hate. You thought Canelo was going to knock him out. You thought Canelo was too big. You thought Canelo was too strong. Now all of a sudden he ain't done nothing. That's why you shell-shocked. Shell-shocked, my brother. Rick, Canelo done his time well. And good for him. Got paid very well. What is there left for him to achieve? Let him sell off Mexican people. He served you well. I mean, if he wants to, he could retire. He might want to fight again. Because at that level, at that point, the type of money that he got, yes, he want to get that bag, but he don't need the money. That's it. He has generational wealth. At that point, it's also part wanting to be in that spotlight, wanting to be in that ring, wanting to trade leather. Fighters love to fight. That's the reality. Jay, he gonna let 2 of those middleweight fights, probably Lara and that dude from the UK, then go on and beat champs, become 4 undisputed, and ride off to the sunset. I don't think it's gonna be all that, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. You gotta remember, Terence Crawford is 38 years old. That clock is ticking. He's making a lot of money. This fight, he made a lot of money. The last one with Arrow, he made a lot of money. And whenever he fight next, he's going to make a shitload of money. He's not going to overstay. Right now, I can tell you, Terence Crawford, I don't see him having 5 fights in his career. So to think that he's going to fight a couple of times, then go to another division to become undisputed, at most, right now, I see Crawford having 2 or 3 fights at most before he call it a day. Why? Because look at the accomplishments. That's it. That's it. So I don't see him fighting that many times. I don't see him fighting into his 40s. I don't see that. I just don't. Eric Gomes, you putting him up there with Ali. Sugar Ray, because he beat a washed EJ. Errol Spence is an undefeated 3-belt champion, and all of a sudden he was washed. That's number one. I gotta highlight that. And the old Canelo, Terence Crawford, is 2 years older than Canelo. I gotta highlight that. So I'm showing you Eric Gomes. The problem is that you either don't like Terence Crawford or you simply just don't know shit about boxing. If you don't know shit about boxing, I'm trying to teach you. That's the reason why you said Canelo was going to make it look easy. That's the reason why you said Crawford was too small, because you don't know shit about boxing. And now you angry, so you can't accept Crawford's greatness. That's it. That's all it is. You shell-shocked. Jay, know why I say 4 times undisputed? Because if you go watch his workouts during Canelo camp, he has shirts that say 4 times undisputed. He know what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know about all that. Superman, remember the line, he's going to retire from boxing? He doesn't want boxing to retire him. Tell you. You have to understand, these fighters, Crawford, Canelo, both of them, they've had a long career. Canelo had more fights, but still Crawford had 42 fights now. He's had a long career. And Canelo has made a lot of money, and Crawford hasn't made as much, but he's also made a lot of money. So you have to know that they're both close to retirement. They're both close to retirement. And what happens when an undefeated fighter like Terence Crawford is about to retire? All the people who've been dying for him to lose start looking for the bigger guys to fight him. Fight Benavidez. Fight Usyk. They already told Usyk to fight Benavidez and fight Usyk. Go to heavyweight. God damn. That's always been the case. Look back. Always look back in boxing and see. They always want the guy to move up and fight somebody that's going to be bigger and stronger that they think could beat him. Aside, they want Bud to fight Benavidez now. They say he was too small at 168, but he should move up to 175. To 175. I don't know that. That doesn't make sense, but that's what happened when you're shell-shocked, my peoples. They shell-shocked. At what point do you simply just accept that Terence Crawford is the greatest fighter of this era, this generation? When do you accept it? How is it possible that you can formulate inside your head an excuse and an angle to try to negate, to try to take away, try to diminish his accomplishments? How is that even possible? Jay, you say he probably got 2 fights left in him, right? Why wouldn't he last 2 fights, be at middleweight, and I'm like, he already mentioned going down to 160. But it's like I said, he's 38 years old. How old do you think he's going to be fighting? You really think a guy who's made as much money as he's making right now, especially, who has all these accomplishments, you really think he's going to be fighting into his 40s? You think Terence Crawford going to be 41 years old trying to fight young lions? That's not going to happen, family. I can tell you that right now. I don't have to think, analyze, nothing. Crawford is not going to overstay his welcome. I can tell you that. Vince Vega. Why was Canelo's footwork so bad? Canelo's lead foot was constantly inside on an orthodox southpaw. So I'm gonna tell you what, Vincent Vega, and that's a great question. Matter of fact, Vincent Vega, hold on, Vincent Vega, cause you know when you ask a question like that, when you ask that type of question, you actually you're forcing me to give you an answer. That's a question that I can't ignore. So we know that Canelo Alvarez is a fighter who loves to go forward. He's a forward guy. He's going to be going forward and doing what he does, especially when he does that long step that he does, like when he steps forward a lot like that to do his 1-2. And the problem he ran to with Terence Crawford is that he's a fighter who's constantly giving you angles. Whether he's slightly going this way, slightly going that way, and then that consistent jab, which we saw it all night. So Canelo struggled with setting his feet and doing, because if you think about it, Canelo doesn't normally look like that. He doesn't have the footwork to chase you around, to cut the ring. He don't have that to be on his toes like that. But Canelo's a guy who's pretty solid on his stance. Who's a guy who you can see that he's always good. Technically sound. But Crawford had him looking goofy because the way that he was moving around, constantly putting that jab in his face, not letting him set his feet. He just couldn't set his feet. He just couldn't do it. He was getting frustrated from that. Jay, if you watch his interview with Max Kellerman, he said, I'm not even satisfied with Canelo win. That sounds like somebody who got his eyes set on something greater before he retires. So I'm not saying, listen, let me tell you something. When I say he has maybe 2, maybe 3 fights at best, you can see I posted the video. What I said was that he might end up going to 154 to dethrone a young lion down there. Imagine Fondora. He goes down there, boom, takes him out, and then take out Boots. That's it. He's going to go down as the greatest fighter of all time if he was to do some shit like that. He would go down as the greatest fighter of all time if he was to pull that off. But I don't know if he's going to go back down to 154. That's just something I thought, because I was like, you know what? He's not going to retire right after Canelo. He's going to do what everybody say he cannot do. And then after that, now I'm going to be the man. Wherever I go, whoever I fight, I am the man. Everybody who been saying that I'm a nobody and this and that, I'm the man from here on out. I'm the captain. I run this shit now. Jay, but why would he go to 154 when he already said he won't fight Boots in the post-fight press conference? So I no longer think that he's going to 154. 154 came up because, I don't know, maybe like a month or 2 ago, he was in an interview and he said, oh, I'll consider going back down to 154. So when he said he would consider it, then I said, yo, if he go back down to 154 and dethrones Fedora and then go beat Boots, that's it. He's the greatest of all time. But you obviously, 154 is not in the cards. Let's see what he's able to accomplish now. Is he going to accomplish more? I already told you, he's top 10 all time. There's not going to be no getting around that. But what if he accomplishes more? Eric Gomes, Canelo tanked and Jake Paul are still the faces of boxing. That's the thing. That's you social media boxing fans. That's what you're happy with. That's what you're happy with. They're gonna have for you guys. They're gonna have to make the Hall of Fame of exhibition fights and the Hall of Fame of popularity, so you guys can enjoy it. This dude said they still the face of boxing. Damn, Eric Gomes, yeah, you're going down sad, bro. You're going down sad, Eric Gomes. Damn. Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford put the baits on him with one shoulder. Shit. Oh man, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. I'm gonna make this receipt. I'm gonna send it to somebody. But you guys, you can ask me that question. Jay, Eric Gomes going outside. Yo, he going outside, babe. I feel bad, yo. I feel like sending this nigga a wellness check to his house to make sure he doing good. He said, Canelo's still the face of boxing, though. I could picture him with a Kleenex in his hand and a bottle of tequila, Don Cuervo or some shit. He's still the face of boxing, though. Shut your goofy ass up. Hold on, my people. So, hold on. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Terrence Crawford put the beats on Canelo Alvarez? With one shoulder? For real, my peoples? Bub put the beats on Canelo with one shoulder? Where's my peoples who was like, nah, the shoulder. Where you at? I don't see you. Because I told people, now that shoulder stuff, that's cap. That's people making stuff up out of thin air. They disappear with the shoulder. With one shoulder, he made history on your ass. If you wanted to believe it, go ahead. Jay, do y'all think Canelo beats Erislandy's Lara? That fight was close. Honestly, I watched it a few times, and there was a point where I thought that maybe Lara won, but it was so close, and there was rounds that was real hard to score. So I said, you know what? For me myself, it's hard for me to say. I have to accept the decision. But I know a lot of people like, nah, Lara beat him. Your green thumb. Hey, Jay, that's a good real idea. Show Crawford whip Canelo with a sling on his arm. Damn, man, just straight up whooped him. T-Mock, hell no. Jay, do y'all think Bub beats Erislandy's Lara? Probably makes it look easy. Probably make it look easier than he made Canelo look. Superman, he still got a country behind him. But that's neither here nor there. Canelo's still a great fighter. But ATG top 10 all time. That's what they don't understand. Canelo's still a great fighter. He got the resume. But Crawford beat him up. I heard Crawford beat him up. Let's accept it. Come on, that mean let them have their shoulder thing. It comforts them. Sad. Bud versus Lara will be a good fight. Bud wins though. I mean, to be honest, that fight don't even make no sense. I was just about to say that to hide your grind. Lara like 50 years old, bro. Lara like 1 foot out the door. Crawford fight Lara, beat him. The first thing they're gonna say is that Lara's washed. Sean Porter's younger. Sean Porter is younger than Terrence Crawford, and they say that Porter's washed. Now look, where's the goofy that said that Canelo's washed? He's 2 years, a year and a half younger than Crawford. I don't know how that works, man. Rashad, Inoue needs to go weight class upward to become #1 pound for pound. Yeah, but who will he have to beat? Who can he beat that is going to be a bigger win than Terence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez? Because that's what you got to do to take that spot. You got to get a bigger win than him. Come on now. You got to get a bigger win. Jay, but Lara 160 champ. He is a 160 champ, but come on, bro. Look at the circumstances surrounding him. Look at the activity. Look at his activity. Look who he's fighting. Come on. Come on. And no disrespect, because Erislandi's Lara is an elite level fighter. But come on, he over there just clinging onto a title and not really fighting a lot. And not fighting anybody. You see, that's why I say when you're a great fighter, they ask who he be, who he be. But if I ask you who Erislandi's Lara even beat for that title, you couldn't tell me unless you Google it. You would have to Google that shit to be able to tell me. Just business. Boxing is over. Popping the old fighter. Sweet Pea, Sugar Ray, Hitman, real fighters, not this soft-ass jab boys today. Damn, just business. You must have been saying that Canelo was going to knock Crawford out. You angry like that, bro? Rick, Inoue wouldn't beat Tank. I mean, we're never going to see that fight. I don't think we're never going to see that fight, so not even a point. It won't happen. Jay, I don't know, Jay Smith. I think a greater accomplishment being 4-time undisputed, the only thing Crawford can do, he already said, and nobody he feels he can beat that's going to top Canelo. He could go after more accomplishments, but the point is that we don't know what's next until it happens. That he's going to go for something, or that he wants to go for something, the cards have to align. Like, let me give you an example. You know how he could go for undisputed in 4 divisions? If a bunch of guys have already unified with each other, and he's only going to have to fight 1 or 2 guys to get everything. If he could fight this guy, get a title, and then fight another guy, get all these other titles. But at 38 years old, brother, you're not going to go fight this champion, beat him, fight that champion, beat him. It's not going to happen. You're not going to do that. Bro. Bro, you're saying it's only 3 champs at 160. So, you don't think the stars got to align for Bud Crawford to go, yeah, I'm going to fight you, this champion, in a different division. Then you ain't a mandatory, but yeah, I'm going to fight you. And yeah, you're going to fight me. And all of these 3 fights are going to be lined up for me, because none of y'all going to have a mandatory that might make you lose your belt if you don't defend it. None of you have an opponent lined up. Everybody just sitting there waiting for Terence Crawford to come challenge him now in a different weight class. So it sounds like a beautiful thing, bro. It don't work that way. Turkey doesn't own everybody in boxing. Everybody's not doing whatever he wants. Superman, you hit it right on the money. For real, he doesn't need to do anything but whatever he chooses to do. People putting all this pressure on him. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Instead of giving him the respect and saying, damn, look at everything this guy done. Do whatever you want. They already looking for the bigger guys to fight him. Greg Glasper, do you think he gonna fight Charlo? Honestly, they got history with each other. Remember when they went back and forth, even when Crawford beat Errol Spence, he pointed at him and they exchanged words. So, I'd like to see that fight. I don't know if it will happen. Again, at this point, you know, like, damn, Crawford ain't even celebrate his historic win, and people just want him to fight somebody else already. Like, I wish you guys would at least show up and be like, yo, that guy's great. I was wrong. I thought he was gonna get knocked out. I was wrong. And then move into who we want him to fight next, who he should fight next. But damn, this fast? This fast, you getting a new opponent for him? God damn. Jay, I got you, my brother, but damn. Can we let go of the 4-time undisputed? Because you've been pushing for it hard, brother. That's it. Let's enjoy the accomplishment. Because damn, I don't know how long you got already pushing for 4 times undisputed and pushing for what you want him to do next. I got you, brother. You got your point across. I know that you want him to go to 160 and get undisputed for a 4th time. I got you, brother. Eric Gomes, if he can move up to 168 for Canelo, why he can't fight David Benavidez? Eric Gomes, he can fight whoever he wants. But why are you so angry that he put the beats on Canelo? You want to ask why he can't move up? Why are you angry? Why are you not talking about who the guy you like should fight next? Are you talking about who Crawford should fight next? We know you don't like him. Tell me who Canelo should fight next. Hector Sanchez, do you feel that was a super fight? Crawford landed 115 punches, which is less than 10 punches per round. I give credit to Crawford for winning a lame fight. So, Hector Sanchez, that was definitely a super fight. It was an entertaining fight. Your assessment is more based on the fact that you spent 3 months telling people that Canelo was too big, Canelo was too strong, Canelo was going to knock him out, Crawford is too little. So you're actually shell-shocked because nothing played out the way that you thought it would. Of course the fight was lame for you. There's millions of people who loved the fight, who enjoyed it, who's watched it multiple times. I myself seen it 3 times, by the way. But you're so hurt that Canelo got pummeled that to you the fight was lame. It was actually a great fight. Great fight. Nobody counts. Nobody's out there counting number of punches, my guy. You're counting number of punches because your guy got beat up. How many number of punches was there in Canelo versus William Skull? Go ahead and Google that. You see Hector Sanchez? That's how you know you're shell-shocked. There's nobody in this chat that knows the number of punches but you, my brother. You needed to look for a negative angle because your guy got beat up. Nobody knows that stat. Nobody give a damn about that stat, brother. Hector Sanchez, I promise you, there isn't a single person in this 60-something in this chat that cared nothing about that stat other than you and other people who's like, Canelo is gonna knock him out. Crawford is too little. Now you out here looking for stats. Come on, man. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. The judges don't count punches. Well, unbeknownst to you, or you should know, we not judges, family. I don't know what you're talking about. We not judges. What are you talking about? The judges count punches. Hector Sanchez, who says that stats don't count? Who told you this? Where did you get this from? Where did you get this from? You said that the fight was lame. I said that people enjoyed it. You brought up the number of punches thrown. Bro, there's nobody over here counting punches but you. I didn't say that stats don't matter. I said that nobody counting punches but you. You counting punches because you thought Crawford was going to get knocked out. You thought Canelo was too big. You thought Canelo was too strong. So what do you got left? Counting punches. Joining the chat to say, but look how many punches it was. It was lame. I'm giving them credit, but it was lame. You're going down sad, brother. Real sad. You got to learn how to give real credit. Superman, the goofiest of the oofiest. He's a nominee. Him and Eric Gomes, 2 nominees. Him and Eric Gomes are a tie for goofiest of the oofiest this morning. Think about it. How could you spend 3 months saying that Canelo's too big, too strong, he's gonna knock Crawford out, Crawford is too little, Little Gamboa wobble him, so that means that Canelo's gonna kill him, Canelo's gonna wash him and make it look easy, and after the fight, this is what you're gonna do? This is it right here. Jay, goofiest of the oofiest. No, my brother, it's not goofiest of the goofiest. Jay, it's goofiest of the oofiest. In case you haven't seen the segment, I'm gonna have to drop a new one. The next nominees for goofiest of the oofiest are the people who said that Canelo was too big and too strong, and now they switching they tune to something else so that they can continue to hate on Crawford. They still couldn't accept the greatness. You the goofiest of the oofiest. Sorry, they mad Bud beat Canelo. Now they demanding Bud do whatever they want. Now they want to be Crawford boss. You go fight Benavidez, Crawford. Come on now. Go fight Benavidez. Eric Gomes, you're angry because Canelo got beat up. Let's talk about that beating that Canelo took this Saturday. It was just this Saturday, bro. I want to talk about that fight. You want to talk about Benavidez, fine, but they not fighting. Crawford not fighting Benavidez right now. He beat up Canelo Alvarez. Why we can't talk about that beating real quick? Let's talk about that, bro. You keep wanting to change the subject. You see, that's what happens when you shell shock. You don't want to talk about this ass whooping that you just witnessed. Oh, you want to talk about next opponents. Goddamn, brother, let Crawford heal. Let him celebrate. We could talk. We're gonna have time to talk about his next opponents. We're gonna have time to talk about Benavidez and whoever you want him to fight. But first, let's address the Canelo ass whooping that we just watched. Because I need to understand how you feel about it. How does it feel to say that this guy was gonna get knocked out, that he was gonna get made to look easy, and then you watch him beat Canelo and made him look like a delivery guy from Domino's Pizza? How did that feel? We could even turn this into a free therapy session for you. Jefe Stevens, I hate it actually. Damn, bro. But at least you honest with it. I'm gonna tell you something. Jefe Stevens. I got more respect for you being like, yo, shit happens, fuck it, than for the goofballery. But Crawford didn't beat nobody. But Canelo's washed. Go fight Benavidez. Your ass is shell-shocked and going down sad. Come on, my peoples. Superman, Jay, what you eating this morning? I already finished, man. Egg and cheese toast and strawberry milkshake. Trev Kate, Crawford 4 years older than Camelot. Now he 2 years. It's 2. Crawford 38, Canelo 36. But somehow Canelo's washed. And Crawford, who's older, isn't. Make that make sense. Rashad, Crawford gonna beat Canelo again. Batter. I don't think they're gonna fight again. I don't think Canelo found out, realized that he could not beat Terrence Crawford when he got caught with that counter shot, with that counter left. Remember when he got caught with that left? Boom, they went, ooh. Remember that picture? Ooh. When he looked back at Crawford like that, that's when he found out. He knew. He was like, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. So I have to tell you, my peoples, Naoya Inoue, Alexander Usyk, Terrence Buck Crawford, they've been fighting for that #1 spot. If you think about it, they've been back and forth, up and down when it comes to that spot. But now, with this win from Terrence Crawford, there ain't gonna be no more back and forth. That's it. No more back and forth. Terrence Crawford will now own the #1 spot, pound for pound in the world, for the rest of his career, or unless he loses. If he loses and somebody else get a big fight, then he could lose that spot. But right now, there is nobody in boxing who could get a win that will dethrone Crawford from that spot. No getting around it. That's it. It's his. It's Terrence Crawford's show, my people. That's what I'm gonna say to that. And I gotta say, if you guys think about it, when Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence, his star power just exploded. He became a way bigger star. But he also got a lot more haters in that process, because every Errol Spence fan started to hate him a lot more. In fact, Errol Spence fans became Canelo fans. The people who used to hate Canelo, who used to be posting mad stuff about Canelo's a bum, Canelo's a hype job, they became Canelo fans. And now they was rooting against Terrence Crawford. See how it plays out, my people. How can we say, with the career that he has had, that he's not top 10 all time? Come on. Ronnie Powell, who can beat Crawford? Nobody can beat Crawford. That's who. Nobody. I mean, when I say nobody, of course, I'm talking about where he's at. It's not like he's going to move up to heavyweight. Like, that's just stupid. Like, people, that's the thing, man. People want you to lose so bad that they start finding opponents for you. They start finding guys who they think is going to beat you. But that's okay. That's it. Terrence Crawford already proved that he's that dude. He already showed it. That's it. No matter what the haters have to say, my peoples, it's solidified. Terrence Crawford is the guy. That's it. And there is nothing anybody can do to take that #1 spot from him. And you tell me, you guys could tell me if there's a win out there that you think a fighter can get to dethrone Crawford. Crypto, Benavides at 168. Beast Bud, y'all getting too cocky. No, my brother. You getting too cocky with not showing up and saying, yeah, Terrence Crawford's a great fighter. You already finding him his next opponent when he ain't even bro, this dude ain't even celebrate his victory yet. The swelling in his face ain't even go down yet. And you're already trying to pit him up against a fighter in the next weight class. Come on, bro. At least take a moment to give the credit. Hey, you know. But you sound like you shell-shocked. You still shell-shocked from the ass whooping he gave Canelo. Come on, man. Crypto, y'all wanted Canelo to fight every new black fighter. Oh, man, now you got corny. Look, I'm not going to block you, but you could take a little 24-hour break. Everybody who's been rocking with the show, y'all know I don't do the race-baiting fans, the goofball fans that want to bring racist shit over here. You know, I'm going to give you a break, a little 24-hour break, but just know that the next time you come over here with the goofballery, I'm blocking you. Boxing is not for that bullshit, funny. Boxing is not for that goofballery, son. So, relax. Let's talk boxing. Let's talk what's going on in the ring. Talk what we're supposed to be talking about. Eric Gomes, Benavides said he will move to 168. Y'all protecting Bud Look, man, Eric Gomes, you're going down really sad. You're going down really sad. We protecting Bud. You hear the goofballery? This guy fought 2 days ago. He talking about we protecting him. He need a break. He need a break. Badly. Yeah, and Eric Gomes, you should have been went on break because you got way too corny. I try to give you a chance. Take that break the next time you come back. Don't get yourself black now. Samuel, Eric Gomes definitely lost money on Canelo. Bro, this dude spent 3 months telling me that Canelo was gonna make it look easy. That Canelo was gonna knock him out. That Crawford wasn't gonna handle Canelo's power. And look how sad he going now. Now he won a next opponent for Terrence Crawford. Wow. You can't go down any sadder. Rashad, honestly, Jay Smith, tell me Mayweather Prime versus Terrence Crawford Prime. What do you think? It's too hard for me to say, bro. It's just too hard for me to say because obviously Mayweather in his prime was a super elite level fighter, super fast, super everything. And so is Terrence Crawford, who's a little bit past it or maybe right at the end of it. But I say this. If you put 38-year-old Bud versus 38-year-old Floyd, Floyd getting beat up. Floyd getting beat up. Because you know that he not... And that's the edge that Crawford has on Floyd their whole career. Crawford is a legitimate power puncher. And Floyd never was that, you know. He had pop. He wasn't a power puncher. So, if you put both of them together at 38, yeah, Floyd getting beat up. If you put both of them in their prime, I don't know. Then you see that. Then I have to think about it. And obviously, there's going to be different opinions when it comes to that. But it's too hard for me to answer that, my brother. Young Stunner, Mayweather is a master. So is Crawford. So is Crawford, my guy. Go get the money. You're Jay Smith. They talking crazy this morning. That's the thing, man. You know, some people are shell-shocked. And if you remember, on Saturday morning, I said it. For some of you, the birds wasn't going to sound the same. The rainbows wasn't going to look colorful. Even your breakfast was going to be tasting like styrofoam cup. You see those goofballs that I sent on timeout? That's what I was talking about. They just angry. They mad. And they looking for a way that they could formulate an argument, and that's why they just come up with goofballery. Wouldn't it be a lot easier, like some of the Canelo fans who showed up in the chat like, yo, Jay, you was right. Or at least showed up like, yo, that's it. Crawford is the guy, man. That's it. I admit it. He's the guy. But to watch a guy win such a historic, like this type of fight, the biggest stage, and you're already looking for an opponent for him? That's insane. That's wicked stuff. Like, take your ass to church and ask for forgiveness, bro. Ronnie Powell, what if Jake Paul asked for a Crawford fight? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Are you supporting the Jake Paul Tank fight? If you're supporting that one, then you're going to have to support that one too. Yeah. Yo, how you doing today, brother? It's a beautiful morning, Jay. You got it, man. It's a beautiful morning. There's some angry people so far in this chat that have been very angry about Terrence Crawford putting the beats on Canelo Alvarez. But damn, you don't need to be angry with me or question me or grill me over that. Be mad at Crawford for putting the beats on him. Go get the money. Did a lot of people forget the password to the computer because I don't see all the Canelo YouTube page anymore? Bro, a lot of Canelo YouTube pages disappear. A lot of Canelo profile pictures disappear. A lot of Canelo predictions disappear. Comments. And a lot of Canelo fans disappear too. That's people that I haven't seen since Saturday. Keep It Original Ministry. Keep It Original Ministry told me I don't know for how long that Canelo was going to knock him out probably before the 9th round. Haven't seen him since. Young stunner De La Hoya in his prime beats Crawford. I don't know how that, how that opinion is even relevant. But young stunner, I do know that you said Canelo was too big and Canelo was too strong and Canelo was gonna knock him out. So guess what? Obviously, your opinion is shit. If you saying De La Hoya is gonna beat Crawford, that alone makes me think Crawford's gonna beat him. Cause your opinion is shit. You said that Canelo was gonna beat him. You said that Arrow was gonna beat him. I can't believe you. Now when you say somebody's gonna win a fight, I know the other guy's gonna win the fight. I gotta be honest with you, young stunner. Your predictions ain't shit. And you found out. Don't predict no more. Leave that shit up to me. Wait till I predict. Come on the channel. Wait till I predict and go with that. Don't predict no more. Tarzan ropes. Bud should get money fights now. I mean, Bud been getting money fights. The problem is that we watch social media and to us money got to be 100 million and all this. Yo, he got over $10 million this time around. He got over $10 million the last time around. He got over $20 million, like $20 million versus Arrow. The guy's made over $40 million. You don't think those are money fights? But beating Canelo Alvarez, yes, he is going to make a lot more money. But this guy has made already over $30 million in his career. That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. Young stunner, when I said that, you crazy. You got the wrong one. I don't know if I got the wrong one. People be having the same name and all that. But the people who's already talking about who would beat Canelo, who would do this, who would beat Crawford, and Crawford should fight Benavidez, all y'all sound the same to me, bro. You didn't show up over here giving Crawford flowers, right? You didn't say, yo, Terrence Crawford, you're a great fighter. That was a great win. The first thing I see you say, young stunner, De La Hoya in his prime beat Crawford. I don't know if you said something before that. I don't know if before the hate, you said something positive about Crawford, but I didn't see, and I heard you say he not on Mayweather level too. Now, have you said something positive about Crawford? I haven't seen it. I only see you say hate stuff. So that leads me to believe you thought Canelo was going to knock him out. You thought Canelo was too big and too strong, and now you're not giving flowers. Young stunner, I been knew Crawford was like that. You telling me that you been knew he was like that, but I don't remember you telling me that before, bro. I've been predicting this for 3 months, and I don't remember that you been knew. After the fight, everybody been knew. Young stunner, after the fight, everybody been knew. I don't know. Where's all the people that didn't know? Everybody knew now. I know that I knew. Nigga, I been knew Crawford like that. I'm not saying that. Who say you didn't know Crawford like that? Who say you didn't know Crawford like that? Nobody said that. You changing the conversation. Changing the conversation. You bringing up his next fight without giving no flowers. You thought Canelo was going to knock him out. You thought Canelo was going to knock him out. And when it went the other way, now you're already looking for his next opponent. And you want him to fight a bigger guy. You want him to fight somebody you think is going to beat him. Luis Hernandez, did you go to Vegas and drop $100K on Crawford? No, but I did go straight into my phone and send you on a timeout for 24 hours for a dumbass question. Ron Diego, what is the most entertaining fight for Crawford right now? The most entertaining? I mean, I think that there's a lot of fight. Any fighter who's a good puncher, who's gonna show up and fight, it's an entertaining fight because you have to understand, Terrence Crawford is a type of fighter that he's gonna be there in front of you. He's gonna fight you. He's gonna move, but he's gonna trade leather. So no matter who you put in front of him, it's gonna be an entertaining fight. I mean, well, as long as we're talking about an elite level guy. Any elite level fighter, any world champion, any guy ranked in the top 3 is gonna be a good fight. Ronnie Pale, Crawford versus One Time. I'm going to tell you what, that fight, for it to happen, Keith Thurman would have to beat Fundora. If he beats Fundora, he's going to be a world champion. Now he has something that Crawford could want to chase. But Keith Thurman ain't going to get no shot at no Terrence Crawford with no hardware. It's not going to happen. AJ, Canelo started at welterweight too, but it's a natural 168-pounder. Don't do that. Damn. AJ, I never heard you say that before the fight. This suggests to me that you went around saying Canelo was going to knock him out, Crawford is too little, and now this is your new go-to? Now you change the tune to that? Come on, man. Tarzan Ropes, Bud versus Boots. He already said he wasn't going to fight Boots, so we could forget about that. Apparently he's going to stay at 168. So you can forget about that. The ship sailed for Boots. He had an opportunity, and he let it pass. Should have took it. Well, it's not even good that he took the opportunity, because he would have got whooped. But what I find interesting about Boots is that people say that Crawford should fight Boots, and Boots didn't even want to fight Virgil Ortiz. He took 2 tune-ups instead. You really think he want to fight Crawford? And he turned out Virgil. So y'all don't be understanding what the cat be about. You call this fighter out, you attach his name to yours, people start talking about the both of you, you get a little clout off of it, your fame go up, and all of that. Y'all don't understand how that works. But if you just watch Boots turn down a fight with Virgil Ortiz and say, no, I want 2 tune-ups first. So you really believe that Boots trying to fight Bud? Man, you can't be serious. You can't even be serious. He asking for tune-ups, bro. Turning down Virgil. So you gotta reassess that. You don't want no Bud. You don't want that action. Steven Seal, bro, I've been telling you forever, Bud was the GOAT. And we all know Ortiz was Bud's Mando for 2 years and then dare ask for the fight. He didn't want him. Virgil Ortiz didn't want to fight Crawford, and his team didn't want him to fight Crawford. And the fight was offered, and they turned it down. They don't want him. They don't want that smoke. But Accidente Fade, Crawford fought a real good fight. He proved he can fight. He can fight the best. His trainer also deserves credit too. Facts, man. I would say Bomac has to be considered the trainer. He has to be the trainer of the year this year again. Gotta give it to him. Superman J. Smith with the strawberry shake. Oh, come on now. Can't go wrong with the strawberries. Superman changed up on us. Damon Smith. Boots is still wet behind the ears. He should fight some real fighters. He needs to step it up. I think Boots, he still needs to get that name in his resume. He needs to start getting, those type of... Look, I'm going to be honest. In a way, I was disappointed that he didn't fight Virgil. But then there was that side of me that said, you know what? I'm okay with it because them two fighting for a title makes more sense. I love you. Hold on. Are you not eating your sandwich? Ah, no, pues eso lo arreglamos, no te apures. Pero sit right there. AJ, who you got, Bam or Inoue? I actually said that to me, Bam is the only fighter who I think has a shot of beating Naoya Inoue. The problem with that is that he would have to move up, and I don't know if Inoue is going to wait for him because he already said that he would fight Bam, but he's not just going to stick around and wait. So I'd love to see Naoya Inoue versus Bam Rodriguez. I think Bam is the only guy who has a shot. I don't know if we're going to see that fight. Randy Pale, does Skip Bayless like Crawford? I don't know, but Skip Bayless don't know shit about boxing. So whether he like Crawford or not is irrelevant. Go get the money. We don't need Bud versus Boots. Bud just beat two birds with one stone. Didn't Boots get Canelo ready for this fight? Superman, Young Stunner needed a timeout. You saw what he said? I didn't even see what he said. I didn't see what he said, but I was already sensing his goofballery. You can see when somebody's corny and they hurt about the ass whooping that Canelo. And the funny thing that some Canelo fans actually showing up like, I'm a Terrence Crawford fan. What are you talking about? I'm a Crawford fan too. And they say all the same shit that Canelo haters say. Man, motherfuckers is mad Crawford beat him up with one shoulder. Yeah, Young Stunner tripping. Go get the money. What he say, Superman? Jalen Free. They found Crawford tamper with the gloves. Damn, Jalen Free, you made that shit up yesterday too. Jalen Free's gonna come on this live to say that Crawford tamper with the gloves. You're gonna come in the live every day to say that? Matter of fact, hold on, look. This dude really said that. Yo, Jalen Free, I was gonna give you a 24-hour timeout, but nah. You just need to get the hell out of here. You're a goofball. This guy literally goes in the chat session of every channel, of every YouTube he can find, and put, there was rocks found in Terrence Crawford's gloves. Go look it up. Damn, yo. He must have lost a lot of money. He must have lost a lot of money with this fight for him to spend his days doing that. Damon Smith, Boots need to stop chasing Crawford. There's a lot of good fighters, but after his next fight, it should be Ortiz or the guy that knocked Sue out. Whoa, Bakram Murtasaliev, he for real. He is for real. I want to see which champion is going to fight him next. Superman, that's so major hate to say rocks. Like, this dude is going everywhere, literally saying that Crawford got found with rocks in his gloves and telling people, you go look at it, go find it, Google it and you see. But if you're a goofy ass believer and try to Google it, you're not going to find that. He just want you to be thinking that Crawford did some shit. Because some people just going to run with it. He's looking to find other Canelo fans that just hate Crawford that are going to listen to, read that, and start spreading it everywhere. My goodness. Randy Pale, what's the cause of Hatton's death? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really, I don't even know if those details was released, but I'm not aware. Yeah, his wife pissed. Superman, go back to the message when I put him on timeout. Damon Smith, Boots needs to stop chasing. I agree with you 100%, my brother. Boots, he already needs to let go of Terrence Crawford. Do what you got to do, brother. And I'm going to tell you what, at 154, that division was on fire. Think about Jerome Boots Ennis, not just versus Virgil Ortiz, versus Sebastian Fundora. Boots versus the Tower Inferno. Presidente face Morelia. Crawford should fight who he wants. Of course, bro. How does this guy accomplishes so much and still got hating ass fans talking about, nah, yo, he gotta fight Benavidez, and he gotta fight Boots, and he gotta fight the guys that I think might beat him. My goodness, yo, it's another level of goofballery going on out here with Terrence Crawford. It's like, tell me, my peoples, that I'm capped. Damon Smith, Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez. Look, bro, that fight looked like it's going down, and I gotta tell you, I'm super excited about that fight. Um, I spoke about it many times from the moment that it was made public that they're in negotiations. I'm super looking forward to that fight. Finally, Shakur Stevenson will step in the ring with a big name. He's always Shakur Stevenson. He's going so far through the same path as Terrence Crawford. If you guys remember when Crawford was at the welterweight division, he couldn't get a fight with Keith. He couldn't get a fight with Danny. He couldn't get a fight with Errol for like 2-3 years. He couldn't get a fight with Ugas. He couldn't get a fight with none of the guys who had titles or had a name. He couldn't get a fight with any of them. Enter Shakur Stevenson. Now you're seeing that Shakur, he can't get a fight with Tank Davis. He can't get a fight with Devin Haney. He can't get a fight with Ryan Garcia. He can't get a fight. So he's going through that same process as Terrence Crawford, where guys just don't want to fight him. But guess what? It's going to be the same thing. He's going to be grabbing titles, and then there's going to be guys who won't have a choice, who's going to have to fight Shakur. And then when that happens, he's going to start getting those wins. The first one on the list, right now, Teofimo Lopez. And I could tell you, I'm gonna get a lot of hate on this fight. Because I'm telling you that Shakur's going to win, so I'm going to get that hate. It's like whenever I pick somebody, I'm going to get hate from the fans of the other fighter. But again, Teofimo Lopez is a fighter who I have a lot of respect for, who I think is one of the best of this generation, who I think has accomplished a lot and will accomplish more. But when you put Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson together to fight each other, Shakur's going to get that. My peoples, I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in today. I appreciate you guys. Y'all already know what it is. Some people still ducking the smoke after they said Canelo Alvarez was going to knock him out and Crawford was too little and Canelo was too big. Now they want to duck the smoke. It's all good. Now they want to change their tune. That's all good. My peoples, I'm going to be live again tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking boxing. We're going to be doing what we do. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and you already know what it is, man. This is another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. And you know that I'm not going to leave the show without giving you the J. Stradamus words of the day. So here we go. My peoples, be positive. Be positive. If you're a hater, if you're negative shit is going to happen in your life. If you're positive shit is going to happen in your life. So even though Canelo got his ass beat up, be positive. Stop hating. And your day could be a beautiful day. My peoples, y'all already know what it is, man. I'm Jay Smith. I'm out of here. Bam. Peace.